Let's get editing the soap bubble texture into an iPhone wallpaper. Hello, my name is Stuart Wood and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video we're going to take the texture that we took in the last video up here. So we're going to take this texture and we're going to recreate the iPhone wallpaper that comes with the iPhone XR. Let's get into Photoshop and let's get cracking. So I'm here in Lightroom and I'm getting ready to edit this texture and we're going to do some very quick edits. Now I've already flagged the one that I want to use. You can see the beautiful colours that we have in on here. And the one little problem I had here is it goes slightly out of focus towards this corner, but that's okay because we can get round that by selecting just the parts that are in focus. Now, this is going to be a quick edit when it comes to Lightroom. All we're going to do is click on the auto, that will brighten it up. We're going to add some clarity in there, and that's it. That's all we need. So we're going to take this over to Photoshop now. You come to Photo, Editing, Adobe Photoshop. So what we want to do now is we want to create, we want to crop this, sorry. We want to do a square crop. And I'm going to crop out the pixels that are out of focus. That's towards the edges. It would be nice just to get that little bit at the top in, if we can. There we go. And we'll click OK. So now we have a square texture, which is the size of, let's have a look in pixels, 3800 by 3800, give or take a few pixels. So what we want to do now, we want to come and create a new file. And we're going to do 6000 by 6000 at 240 resolution. Switch that to 16-bit RGB colour and create. The first thing I'm going to do is to grab our texture, but this is a little problem. Watch, if we move this over, you see we grab the whole layer and that's not what we want to do. Let's just delete that. And what's happening is because we've got delete crop pixels unticked, it's keeping it non-destructive, and in this case we don't want it non-destructive. So you can tick that on if you want to. Or the easiest way to do it is just to come here, select all, edit, copy, and then Control V to paste that in place here. Okay, so we can close this window down now, finish with that, and we have our texture in place. Now I'm just going to get rid of the background because I don't like working on a white background. I don't know why, I just don't. That's just me. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to grab the elliptical marquee tool, holding down the Shift key, we're going to drag out a circle. Holding down the space key, we can move it. And we want this circle to be inside of this square. With that done, we're going to come to Filter, Distort, and we're going to come to Spherize. And we're going to spherize it by an amount of 100%. Mode should be on normal. Click OK. Then we're going to come back and do that again. This time, we're going to use 50%. Okay. We're going to invert and press the delete key, delete those pixels, and there we have a nice sphere effect that's going on in our image. I'm going to press Ctrl T, or you can come to Edit and Retransform, and I'm going to rotate it. We'll click OK. What I want to do here is underneath this layer, I'm going to put in a gradient. I'm just going to move that down to the bottom. Then so at the bottom, I'm going to double click the icon to edit it. First thing I'm going to do is click on the style, change it to Radial. Click in the gradient to edit the gradient. We're going to come to the default settings. And I'm going to change these around. I want this to be about there. And this one to be darker. Now the actual colours don't matter for your image. You can always change this afterwards. We'll click OK and we'll click OK again. We're going to come to this sphere. I'm going to select it by pressing the Control key down and clicking on the thumbnail. That will give us our selection. I'm going to create a new layer, and inside there I'm going to press Control, Delete, to fill it with some pixels, and we need these pixels so we can do the effects that we want to do. Next, I'm going to double click on the layer to bring up our layer style. I'm going to bring the fill opacity down to 0. I'm going to click Layer Mask Hides Effects. That is very important because we want to use the layer mask to hide some of these effects, and if that isn't ticked, you won't get the effect that we're looking for. The first thing I want to do is put a highlight onto the side of this bubble. I'm going to come to Inner Shadow, and we're going to create a highlight. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to zoom in on our image just so you can see it a little bit clearer. And I'll move it over. Let's come back to our Inner Shadow. Okay, so this is going to be a highlight, so we need to set this to screen and to white. Okay, so for the distance, I'm going to type in, let's have a look. $272. Okay. I have 0 for the choke, and for the size, I'm going to go with, let's just feather this up to about there. So I'm going to untick Use Global Light. I'm going to bring this around to, have a look, about -38 should do it. Click OK. Okay, so we have that going with us now. And it's a bit too strong. I'm going to drop the opacity down to, have a look, about 28 will do it, I think. So selecting our bubble layer, let's just look at the bubble, rename it bubble. I'm going to put on a vibrance adjustment layer. In that, I'm going to crank this up to about, let's say about 70. Turn that on and off. Okay, I'm going to drop the opacity to about 50. And important, we need to click this icon here, which is create a clipping mask, so that it only affects the layer below it. So we'll do that, and then it only affects just the bubble layer. Okay, I'm going to grab these layers now, and I'm going to drag them into a new folder. Okay, and I'm going to apply a layer mask to that. I'm going to grab my brush using a big black brush. We're going to delete these pixels from around here. I'll just keep clicking until I get the effect I like. Use my Wacom. Okay. With that done, I'm going to bring in a smaller brush. We're going to change the colours over to white. We're going to bring back this part of the image here. Okay. And I'm just going to keep doing this until I get the effect that I like. I'll switch over to black again. Okay, it's still not quite where I want it, so I'm going to drop my flow about 10%. Start bringing this in back a little bit. And this is very similar to how I used to do my planets when I used to do space art, so it is actually quite interesting that we're coming back in a circle and actually doing a kind of planet using macro photography, which is very interesting. Okay, so we've got that roughly where I want it to be now, and I think it's time to crop this now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to the crop tool. I'm going to make sure that delete crop pixels is unticked. Okay, and what we want to do is crop this down. Go to about there. Okay, let's have a look at the size of this image now. That's just over 3000 pixels, which is probably why the iPhone XR is only a 720p screen. So the backgrounds fit on nicely. Anyway, let's continue. What we want to do, we want to move this gradient now. Let's just zoom this in. I'm going to double click on the gradient, and then we can move this around. I'm going to place it about there. Click OK. We're going to create another layer, but this one needs to be above the bubble. Okay, and we'll fill it in, same as we did before. I'm going to double click on it to get to the layer styles, and we're going to bring the fill opacity all the way down. Layer mask hides effects. Okay. And what we're going to do there is we're going to create an inner shadow for the black effect down the bottom of our bubble. So for that, we're going to do a black colour with multiply. Okay. The opacity needs to be at 100%. We're going to go with 808. Untick use global light. Okay. And we're going to have it at around 3%. So we can see there. Let's just zoom this in. You see the effect that we're getting there, look. Okay. Now coming back to this layer, we're going to create another inner shadow. And this is going to be the more soft area of the black that we're going to create. So again, multiply 100% on the opacity. I'm going to untick use global light, and I'm going to put in a distance of around 47, let's say. Let's have a look. And we're going to need to change the angle first so we can see exactly what we're doing. We want it down the bottom. Okay. Let's increase this to, yeah, about that will do. And we need to soften this up a lot more than it was before. About there. Okay. What I want to do now, I need to put on a layer mask. And using our brush, we are going to remove the effect from down the bottom here. Okay. And again, we'll just bring it back slowly to where we want it. Just bring it in a bit, so zoom it in a little bit more so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. So there we go, we got that part done. Beautiful. Looking very, very nice. What I want to do now is I want to put on some vignetting. We're not going to do a standard lens vignette that I would normally do. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom out, bring my brush up. It's a nice big brush. Make sure the flow is back to 100%. Reset my colours, and I'm just going to brush in around the edges like that. Okay. With that done, we can change the blend mode to soft light, and we'll go for about 70%. And we want to drop that underneath our bubble. Okay, there's the before and after of that. Okay, the only thing we want to do now is I'm just going to add a noise layer. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to fill it with 50% grey. Convert that to a smart object by right clicking on it. Okay. We're going to set the blend mode to soft light, then come to filter, noise, add noise, and we're going to add 2% of the Gaussian noise. Click OK. And if I zoom in, you can see that effect just there. And if it's too much, we can always come back and put in 1%. There we go. I think what I want to do is I want to have a bigger highlight here. So I'm going to come back to my bubble layer. And painting with the black, we're going to just remove some of this, make it a little bit more transparent. Okay, and And this is why we like working non-destructively, because we can always come in here and edit any part of the image we want. So just bringing up that colour. In fact, I want to get a bit brighter. There we go, that's more like it. We can see here we can just move it around anywhere we want to. We'll put it there. And there we go. So that's it. It turned out very, very nice. Now I would encourage you now to go in there and play with the settings. Change the colours, change the composition of where the bubble is, change the effects. Hell, use a different texture. Get creative, create all kinds of different things. You'll find that it'll turn out very nice, and you know, this is playing. It's not work, it's playing. Now, if you want a perfect image, then obviously you'd need to go into a 3D package to create the sphere effects, so that they're shining off each other and all that. That's how Apple did it, I believe. But for us, we're just going to use Photoshop, and we're going to stick with that simple 2D edit. Now, obviously, it's a low-res image, which is probably why they use it for the wallpaper on the iPhone XR, because of being only a 720p screen. Well done, Apple, on that one. So that's it for this video. Subscribe if you haven't done already. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a comment down below as to if you enjoyed these two video series on how to create the Apple wallpapers. But for now, my name is Stuart Wood, and as always, I'll see you on the next one, guys.